Alright, so we're here at the factory with Kane. We're going to train some back. Kane does a little bit of training. He's competed, been doing it since he was about 17. He's going to tell you a little bit more about himself, what he does. So you take it now?
Yeah, man. So, my name's Kane Bentley. I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I've been competing since I've been 17, so it's been about 10 or 11 years now, right? So a couple things I was going through today was some cues on back that might be different. There's some things you just learn along the way. One of the biggest things is you really want to make sure you're really depressing that shoulder blade, that scapula, externally rotating the arm, and using the hands as hooks. Your hands don't do much while you're doing back. What you're really doing is hooking that hand and driving through the elbow. That really accentuates that lat, especially when you're going through that extended type of movement. So just for example, hooking up here, I set up into that movement. Instead of pulling from up here, I'm going to depress that shoulder blade down. I'm just going to drive through my elbow. And that's all it is. So let's get into that set then. Try to use some of those cues. Go ahead and depress that shoulder blade, externally rotate the arm, and just pull through the elbow. And make sure you're getting a full stretch. You don't want to stop short. As you're kind of pulling through that lat, you're going to come into protracting that shoulder and retracting on that lat. Try that next time you do back.
Full stretch. He gets at the top. And the cue of just pulling that elbow down is literally makes him like top training like people I've watched, because he just follows the cue and really focuses. He doesn't care about the weight. It's all about getting the feeling of the cue, and that's like really important. So we're gonna do real big intensity this next set, and this might be the last one, and then we're gonna move on. Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm retracted all the way. I'm retracted, retracted. Watch until my shoulder starts to flip forward. Protraction. Here's the end point. That's as max as where I can pull it. If I go anything farther than this, the lat's gone. So if you come stand on this side, Hayden, watch.
Okay. I see.
See how like that's still all engaged. If I go here. Now you see that.
I see it, yeah.
That's disengaged.
Okay.
Now I have to sit back and lock back into it and pull it. So you have to find out where your max is. So that's as max as I can go before I start to do that again.
Yeah, I actually see it move. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that part, like, so there's a time for an extreme stretch, but not right now. We might do it at the end to give ourselves some like faster stretching, all the other stuff. But right now, you just want to stick as far as I can go into that retraction without having to disengage and then pull back.
Okay. You're like, is that heavy enough? And I looked at it, it's the full stack almost. I'm like, yeah, it's... With the close grip, I can do about 180.
Really?
They're not the prettiest reps, though.
That's not bad.
Is your back fine, or?
Huh?
You're good?
That's fine. I'll put a belt on, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're uncomfortable, we don't have to do this. I'm down to go do the T-bar.
If the T-bar is open, let's do it, just for sakes. Then we'll go from there.
T-bar looks open to me.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's
So it don't matter.
It's because the arsenal is pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, it's heavy. But you're strong.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
I have somebody do it for me all the time. I can't do it myself.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Oh, that's not bad.
Let's go. Try and throw 3 plates on. Is this heavy as the Arsenal strength one?
It's about the same.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll add 10s on.
Those chest supported machines, but you don't have pressure pain, where it's like hurting you.
You know what? Another meathead answer. get a bigger chest.
Bigger chest?
I mean, that is the meathead answer. Otherwise, add a pad to it. There's yoga pads you can add to it. Makes it a little softer. But once you get a bigger chest, it doesn't feel like that.
I mean, I'm not like a person that's not gonna do it because it hurts. But it does make me uncomfortable. I'm on, King. You wanna do 25s? Just go heavy the hard set.
Yeah. Yeah, feel it. Get right into it.
I need verses.
You got it. Oh, I didn't even notice.
No, you're fine. Thank God Zach's not here. It is gonna be super heavy.
It's funny because this is like about the same heaviness as the Arsenal, maybe a little lighter. Like it's almost unnoticeable. It's like a little lighter.
Is the Arsenal double plate side loaded, or is it like a T-bar? Like
it looks just like this.
Okay. I never used that one.
It's like I said, like it's 5 pounds heavier maybe. That.
Yeah. No.
There you go. Nice.
Let's go, man. Come on.
One more. Up.
I feel a lot in my traps.
Huh?
I feel a lot of traps.
Yeah, because you're doing that thing where you're kind of like, you're like slightly postured. Again, you kind of want to form around the pad a little bit.
So like more cave into
A
it?
little more caved in, but you're still keeping an erect posture. You're just not like,
Leaning back.
yeah, you're not leaning back.
Mind you, I've never seen somebody with this much weight. It's crazy.
Nice.
We got a beast here.
Oh, up. Come on, you got it. Nice. Keep rolling, don't stop.
No. My lower back is pinching.
Yeah. So that's where that like rolling over the pad comes in a little bit, you know?
Oh shoot. Oh, here we go.
There he goes. All right, so I like to lay long ways on the bench because it gives me more stability. Some people like to lay horizontal on the bench, kind of get a deeper stretch. I understand that it gives you a deeper stretch, but it doesn't give enough stability and it leaves me up for injury. Now, I'm gonna lean this dumbbell back on top of my chest while I set up into my hands, but all of that weight is gonna be on the outside of my hands, like if I was just gonna keep it like this and roll it backwards. So let me roll back and I'll show you. So I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna put both my hands in here like this, make sure it's stable. Basically all I'm gonna do is just keep my arms slightly bent. I'm gonna lock it in that position, lean it back. I'm gonna stop about right here and then come back up. I'm not gonna come all the way over here because that's squeezing my chest in. I'm just gonna stay in this little pocket right here. 1.
So right above your face.
Yep. Feel that stretch. Control the weight up and down. And stay stabilized through your core. And that's it. And that's all. You wanna try something lighter or you wanna try 75?
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's a bit heavy.
Where you Yeah, it probably is.
Let's grab a 40 or a 45.
that, yeah.
Keep that off to the side if you want it.
I'm starting light and feeling my way up.
Can I get 10s? I might need 10s.
Oh, no, you'll be right.
So you're setting up like...
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be around the bar. You can grip up here. You just want it to be like on the inside. So if I take my hands here, if I took this and I went like this.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, give you enough stability, but all that weight should kind of come through the outside of the hand so you can feel it back here. You're going down, pull up. Right there, boom. Slightly bend in the arms, don't straighten them when you come up. Boom, right there, perfect. Feel that stretch to the top of this right here. Stretch, 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 pull. Don't be afraid to play around with your hand position.
I did. I switched my thumbs in.
There you go.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go, Kane. Crazy stretch. Come on. Right veins.
Let's go, come on.
So throw it a little bit. Ah.
Catch it.
Try not to hurt yourself. But
God, it's hot.
it is.
Shoot me.
Let's say these stretch marks back through here are from this.
Oh, really?
Right, from just them growing that area. That's where those stretch marks are from.
We're gonna have to add all of his stuff in.
Well, most of the stuff we already do is just like cues.
Yeah, it's mostly cute.
We do like all the machines, just not the cue.
Yeah.
That black rope machine, and we definitely have to start doing it like that because it felt so.
Yeah, but lighter.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
just get stronger with that weight. Then start with the new form. If you have to go down a weight, that's fine. That weight will come along the way.
Come on.
Yeah, it's good.
Is this typically like the finishing movement for you?
Yeah. Typically, unless I want to do like lower back extensions, which I might do now, because I'm still worried about I'm still rehabbing my back, if that makes sense.
Let's go, Hayden. Come on. Come on, Hayden. Let's go. Get there. Come on.
Nice.
So we're gonna do preacher curls.
Yeah.
Kane's gonna start us.
Yeah, we need
We're
a
gonna see
pin.
what this is all about.
We definitely need a pin to this machine though first.
Let me find a pin and then we'll restart this.
I love.
All right. Let's see what we got.
It's all right, man. So preacher curls, one of the best ways to isolate your biceps in a way, but there's a couple cues you can go along the way. For one, you don't have to go that heavy on biceps. There's just such a small group, you can go ahead and make sure that you're fatiguing them in the right way, but also make sure you're progressing them. Remember, there's such a small muscle group, you're not going to be progressing 10, 15 pounds each time you come in and do it. You might progress maybe a rep or two, maybe 5 pounds here or there, maybe these incremental weights, and that's fine. But make sure you lock in the right way. So with the preacher curl, you really want to make sure that you're tucking into this pad. So that pad should be right in the crease of your elbows where you're not over lurching the machine under the machine, so you have to actually heave the weight up. You want to be locked into the pad here, right where it meets your elbow. You also want that line of drive. You want your arm, your wrist, and your elbow to be all on the same line of drive. Now, you can angle them in like this and hit more of that brachialis, you know, but there's a time and place for that. But really, if you lock in here, make sure the arm is in a straight position and just curl straight through, and make sure you're controlling the weight. That's all you need. Make sure you're getting that full range of motion and hit a comfortable rep range. I don't think biceps are the place to be doing 6 rep ranges, 5 rep ranges. They should be kind of in that, you know, 10 to 15, and then progress the weight up from there.
So I agree with Kane there. For some movements, 5 to 6 reps to get some extra strength is good on bigger parts, but when it comes to something so small, you're more prone to injury going up in weight and lower reps.
Right.
Biceps, like you see videos of people tearing them all the time. So do something that you can do for a lot of reps and fatigue yourself out.
And remember, the guys with the biggest arms aren't usually the guys curling the most amount of weight. Remember that. Most of the time they're controlling the weight, they're stabilizing the muscle, and they're going to fatigue, and that's it. You know, and they'll push it past eventually. Keep rolling, slow it down a bit. There you go. Nice. Nice.
It's a little light.
It is a little light.
Let's go, Kane.
Nice. Yep.
Against each other. Did you beat him out?
Yeah, I beat him. But it's also his first show, though.
Oh.
He's a big kid. He's really big. A muscle, right? But another thing is how much can that muscle load, and also the stronger the muscle is, the better, the bigger it's going to be, right? And that's true to some point, but obviously there's powerlifters that are really skinny that are strong, and that's just because they're not eating enough food. So you pair food with progressive training, and also find movements that don't hurt you, but also you can load it, and then you just progress it in that scheme.
Okay.
I like to do calves in like a 20 rep range.
This is crazy weight.
No, it's not. So, like, I like to do in between like a 15 to 20 rep range. I'll drop it down to 12, you know, so give or take depending on how heavy it is.
Okay.
But if you progress something in a 20 rep range, especially heavy, it's gonna be pretty good, right? So basically you just lock into a position, either neutral feet. You can do a little heel, hold toes in and toes out type thing, but it doesn't really matter. You just want to be able to extend all the way through that position at the end and press through, and make sure you're not like bumping, right? This is nothing, but this here, down, up,
Really pushing through.
down, up, that's a set. That's a whole rep through. So I'll just progress in a 20 rep range and just get really strong. Now, like I was saying before, if I get say 20 with 3 plates, then I'm gonna go to 4, I'll rep out on that. And basically if I can't get 20 with it, that's my now working weight until I get to 20 again. And then after that I go to 5 plates. You know, so that might take weeks and weeks.
So it's just like a weight you usually can do.
This is a warm up.
Okay, okay. Let me try these.
Yeah.
See how good. If I
So you might have to lock into this. Could you slide up this one a bit? Yeah. So you need to press way higher.
I don't think I can.
Yeah.
It might be just a little bit too heavy.
Yeah, it might be.
This pad's also weird.
Yeah, so that means
Why is
you
it?
gotta suck into the pad a little bit. That's why you have those grips there.
Push.
Yeah, you gotta pull yourself down. Yeah, it might be a little too heavy.
Yeah. Oh no, we do the standing and seated, and it just like doesn't.
Yeah.
Never works.
So you find, so what's seated? Like that one? That's fine. So how do I explain this? The straighter your legs are, the more gastrocnemius you're gonna get into this big muscle.
Yeah.
The more flexed your leg is, and you're in this other position, you're gonna be in more in this soleus position, so down here towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about it, this is like the bicep of your lower leg,
Right.
of your calf, I should say. And then basically this is the brachialis, right?
Yeah.
So this is the big show muscle. You want a big and full, but if you want a thick leg, basically the soleus will thicken it from the inside out.
Okay.
Just like if you're doing regular bicep curls, yeah, that's gonna pump up this area, but you want the thickness from the inside, that's why we do hammers. That's the same thing, but I would get really strong here and then figure out something with that.
Yeah.
So let's add a plate to this and I'll show you. And as young as you can, and then once the weight starts getting a little unstable, start working on rep ranges. Like, so that 10 plates on that leg press, hey, that's cool, but you can, once you get to 12 plates, 14, 16 plates, that's dangerous. Why not just stick at 10, shoot for a 20 rep range? You know, or higher, 30s. All right, let's
10.
see.
This guy's crazy.
That's it. Nice. So it was like 17, 18 somewhere. I mean, you're pulling that pretty good. Yeah, it's just an extension, right?
Yeah.
Right, so some people, man, I literally can't pull it into my diaphragm. But that's about as much as you need to go, all right?
This is the real one right here, the back double.
Yeah, it's nice. Let's start this. Almost everybody, they didn't grow up with, your generation didn't grow up with Evan Centopani, Guy Cisternino, all these other people talking about this. And I see that newer coaching coaches will hold this in until you start paying for their service, and you don't hear it as often. Every pose starts on the floor. Okay, so everybody pumps into a front double and they're up here,
Right.
but they didn't do anything here yet. So everything anchors from the floor. So first thing for quads things is that basically I see a ton of people, like Mason works out here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I see him do this a lot.
Let him in. See who it is.
I don't like it. But Mason does this a lot. So I want to talk to him about the same thing. Basically he does this where he will lock his legs down and then he'll just
Yeah.
It's fundamentally wrong, only because once I lock my legs down here, for one, I can't see any separation through the legs. It's just, you're only going to see these outer,
Right.
these inner peaks here, right?
Like that.
So what you want to do is, you want to spread your feet apart. You're creating an arch in your feet. Yeah, so that little arch in your feet, but now you have to worry about externally rotating the leg.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay, so check this out. Look at the difference between this. Let's do it together.
Okay.
Right? So, fully locked out. So fully locked out, nothing. Now I accidentally rotate a little bit and I fully lock out again, nothing. But if I create that arch in my feet and I sit back into my hips, and then what I'm doing is I'm taking my feet and I'm kind of rotating them across the floor, like I'm kind of keeping them in place while I'm spreading them out. So I go like this and I go here.
Like that.
Yeah, so now we start to see the adductor come through. We start to see the vastus medialis come through, the lateralis, all the biceps femoral, all this stuff, right?
Am I just underdeveloped?
Getting there. Well, that too, but also this takes practice. See, that's what I'm saying. Like when I see people do this, it's fundamentally wrong because they're not posed into position, right? But now, if they sit back into their hips, actually create this hip angle where you have an anterior pelvic tilt and a posterior pelvic tilt, right? So if I squeeze my butt cheeks together, that's a posterior pelvic tilt. I don't want that for a front double. I don't want a fully anteriorly pelvic tilt to where I jump my belly forward, because then now I'm jumping my belly forward. I have no abdominal control.
Right.
So I have to be kind of in the middle, but slightly anterior. And then you come here. You come here, spread those feet apart, make sure all of that's showing, and then that starts from the floor. Now I can start with the upper body. So I'm gonna spread out a little bit.
Okay.
So now that's locked in place. I can see the width of my legs. Then now I can pop them up, get that abdominal control, pull them up, pull my lats.
I just don't think I got the quad definition.
Yeah, and you'll get there, right? So you'll definitely get there. But that pose goes for everything, you know. So whether that be through a side chest, a front lat spread, side chest, all those other things, right? So let's go with this. Same thing. I lock my feet in first, come in here, and then I also just pull back through, pop the chest up, and I'm here. Cool. So now I get my legs, everything is nice and wide.
Yeah.
I have that nice X factor in there, X frame in there. Then we're perfectly even. Side chest is a harder one because now you have to worry about this bending angle. So you pick a side that you're more comfortable with. I have to pose from this side because I'm not comfortable with this side. That's something I have to fix on. Drop a little bit. Yep. And then basically do that again. See this big gap? I don't want that. You want a little gap. Now slightly rotate through. Now you have width. Come through here, right? And then that's it. Relax for a second. So, yes or no? Do you contract a hamstring in a side chest?
I don't know how to control the hamstring like that.
Yeah. You don't tighten it at all.
No, just the glutes, right?
Just the glutes. It's just a relax. So if I went ahead and do this, if I do what most people do, they'll kind of stand straight up. I'll flex my hamstring. And I come through here, and that's fine, but then I don't get the rotation through it. But I also don't get the drop in my hamstring. So watch this. So that's a little bit more upright than I want you to be. So here's this. So that's fully contracted in here versus fully drop through. I press that leg against there, let the hamstring drop, and then I rotate all the way through.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. Then now, here, tilt. Better.
Okay.
This is where that practice comes in because posing isn't just something you can come into, you have to practice over and
Right,
over.
right.
So, another thing, I want my legs to be going this way, but I want my body to go that way. So, because if I come here and I rotate here, now I just lost the width of my legs. Right? So I want them to be this way,
Okay.
set up the legs, let that hamstring drop, flex that glute, and then now I'm almost rotating away from myself as I'm turning into this.
Oh, so you're like
Yep, so I'm here.
that. Okay.
Tuck this elbow into the side, bring this up.
So
a
it's
little
like
bit.
really just like this.
Mhm.
No gap.
No gaps.
Okay.
But, and then we don't have one of those poles in here. The best way to teach like a side relaxed would be to line up the feet, right? So that back heel will go in the center of the other heel. Then I'm pressing my knee into that back hamstring so it has a nice, so it's thicker, you know, so you're kind of
Like
getting
that.
some more density to it. Yeah, so
Right.
you're not contracting this at all, you're just pushing this leg into it. Yeah, so now, even if you just have that leg behind you, now that's thicker than it was if it wasn't.
Okay. I'd normally do this side a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay, so straighten up. So stop, don't bend as much. So straighten up. You're gonna have this kind of, again, anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt.
Okay.
You want something in the middle. We're gonna lean forward a little bit. Imagine if you had a pole in your hand and you're holding it like this. Now turn when you're here. Okay, so boom, boom, look that way. That's it. Okay. Yeah, and then just make sure that, hey, we're not bending so much to this one.
So it's like
So it should be kind of straight. so you can flex your glute, right? If you bend like this, you're not gonna be able to flex your glute. But if you flex your glute here, come through, just.
Okay, so it's like fast movement. So here with the leg.
And it's only fast because I've done it so long, right? Like, are we recording?
Yeah.
So,
Twist this.
okay. So one thing is, I was just saying because if I had,
I gotta get my.
It's a little goofy. Ready?
Oh, okay.
So here, I'm gonna pose to that side. So I'm gonna rotate. I'm
Okay.
gonna have my hands in front of me. Right here, I'm just gonna grab this. All I'm doing is turning. And if I drop
Oh.
this, I'm in the perfect position.
Okay.
So come here. So what I wanna do is I wanna flare my lats out. So nice and wide. And I rotate in. And I push out my abs.
Crunch down. Okay.
Yeah, so pick a side you want to rotate to. Okay, drop your lats out. So don't pinch your shoulders together too much. Yeah, there you go. Now rotate through. And then if you would just drop it, just let it all the way out, you're fine. Drop. And then rotate. And boom. That's it. That's the easiest way to learn a side chest is literally to have a pull or something, flex your lats through, rotate.
So is your arm back or is it straight? Because I've heard like this and then like this.
No. So that was one thing. This last show they really nitpicked on me because I like to do something like this. Where like I have this angle. They didn't like that. They wanted me to be kind of like neutral and then this front arm to do whatever. Yeah, so you flexing it down like this is too much an angle for them. They just want.
Oh, they just went like this.
Yeah.
I see. All right. Well, the video's getting a little long, so that's all we got for back biceps. We did a little bit of calf stuff. Thanks for Kane for coming out. Of course, we got that good training session in. Got some like posing help. We're gonna post every clip, all the video, and then we're gonna post some shorts on some informational stuff that Kane was talking about. But see you tomorrow for hamstrings.
Let's get it. Awesome.